Well, hello, hello, welcome back. This is A Course in Miracles, and the stream that began earlier this year is called A Course in Miracles 365, Awakening to Love. Yeah, and that began on Enlightened World Network. So wherever you got this link, whether it's from YouTube itself or from my Instagram or Enlightened World Network, I just want to welcome you here, well, to the show. You know, a few months ago, I made the decision that I was going to begin to pre-record the show rather than offer it as a live stream. And one thing that I've found is that my focus here on the message, in other words, my ability to serve as a mouthpiece, as a conduit for the teachings of the Holy Spirit, are greatly, greatly enhanced by this format, which actually makes a lot of sense because I'm not attending to live comments and I'm not spending time scrolling on my phone to get to the live comments because it gets buried, things like that. So as much fun as I had going live, and I do love the live format, by the way, this enables me to go a little bit deeper and to serve you much better with the depth that this format allows. I didn't even plan on saying that, and out it comes. Yeah. Isn't that fun? I love this. Okay. So where are we? We're on lesson 218 in the workbook for students. And again, as we have been doing the last, 18 days, we've been going through in a review period a number of ideas that we have previously seen here in the workbook. And yes, we need the repetition as adult learners. Yes, we need them as students. And yes, we need them as people that want to ego cling. I mean, if that's not a verb, I made it up. I think it exists already. Everything does. So we need to hear this over and over. So let's spend a couple of minutes here today with the central theme for this review period, which is, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. We repeat this theme during this review period often, and even more often, why we want and need, and every other living thing needs us to take this to heart, to allow this truth in our lives, and to remember who we really are, which is not a compound body of flesh and bone that's 80% water. I mean, does that make us seem super important as so-called individuals when we realize we're just pretty much a sack of water and some supporting structure? I mean, you could almost say, okay, well, what's so special about that? What we can do, apparently running around in this compound structure that's 80% water, which, by the way, is quite fascinating, isn't it? And it operates on its own. We can give it over to the Holy Spirit. Now, if you're not following the Holy Spirit per se as your teacher or guide, give it over to your guide or guides. Beautiful thing about A Course in Miracles is it's universal. We're talking universal spiritual principles here. It applies no matter what your spiritual or religious background is. You could be practicing this exclusively, which is always an option, or you could be doing many other things. Also an option, both equally beautiful, equally powerful, and equally valid. There are a number of people who use A Course in Miracles to elucidate and to enhance their own walk. It's truly doable. I have, on the live stream component of this show, interviewed a handful of people that are doing just that. So it is doable. You don't have to give up what you're currently doing, especially if it works for you. If it resonates with you and you connect with it, why would you? Why would you? There is no separation of any kind. You may have been raised in a fundamentalist tradition in any world religion. You could have been raised by people in a tradition, in a closed society that thinks that they own the truth. Well, the truth is not property. Isn't that exciting? It's not property. It simply is. Each and every one of us has access to this. So the statement that I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me, applies to you as well as it applies to the Pope or the Dalai Lama or someone that's enlightened or any living thing. So let's move into lesson 218 here. It's a review of lesson 198, which says, only my condemnation injures me. Okay. Yeah. Only my condemnation injures me. When you lash out, who are you lashing out at? I mean, quick hint, if you've been watching the videos up to this point, especially the last several, as we go through this review period, the answer is yourself. There's no one else out there. Only your condemnation injures you. In other words, you injure yourself. We have, when we allow ourselves, honestly, the opportunity to sit and think about this, we have done this to ourselves innumerable times in this lifetime, not to mention others. And if that doesn't resonate with you, if the concept of past lifetimes or the continuation of life beyond this physical body does not resonate with you, think of this lifetime. How many times have you lashed out at someone only to find that you were really harming yourself? And how does that show up? Well, you lash out at somebody, they're going to be ill-disposed toward you as a rule, aren't they? They will be less likely to extend you love next time. They will simply show up, best case scenario, as more skeptical, more doubting your sincerity of love, because you've mixed in some high drama along with loving moments. This defines our human experience, doesn't it? Truly, it defines the human experience. It's an alternation of night and day, of light and dark, good times, bad times. And it's a wild fluctuation to the point where we don't really know when we get up in the morning exactly how it's going to go or what's going to show up. Moment to moment, we don't know that. It's very important that we take to heart and apply today's lesson, because what happens when you condemn, what happens when you attack, is you close yourself off. You literally build a psychological and emotional wall around yourself. Feel safe? Do you? And a number of you have probably answered, well, no, right? No, not really. I don't. And that is what happens. Because when we lash out and condemn and wall ourselves off, we only injure ourselves. Why? We're all one. In other words, there's nobody out there. Every person that you lash out at is, in fact, not a separate person in truth. Remember, A Course in Miracles is talking truth, capital T, reality with a capital R. What simply is oneness. When you lash out, you're lashing out at yourself. There's no one out there. People that appear in this lifetime, which is truly nothing more than a moving picture, it really actually is just like a movie. And we're watching actors play out predefined roles, a script. This is what's going on. When we perceive other people as separate, we lash out, we wall ourselves off. It's truly us that we're harming. Now, by contrast, turn that completely around when we see these actors acting out a script and we forgive them, we release them, we release ourselves. Condemnation, our condemnation injures us. Our loving thoughts give us love. They extend us love. Oneness is oneness. One does not equal 8 point something billion. I mean, I'm not really, we don't know truly moment to moment how many human beings inhabit this planet, because that number is constantly changing. In the time I just said that, a number of people have been born worldwide and died. So never pin it down, one is one. If spirituality seems disarmingly simple, good. It is, it's meant to be. And we're meant to receive these messages again and again and again and again until we allow this truth to permeate our lives and we apply these ideas. I invite you to try it. See how your entire experience changes. Now, in this review period, and lesson 218 is no exception, there are a few words in italics that I want to read to you verbatim here. I'm going to look down and read them in a sec. And yeah, let's contemplate that because it's really important for today. My condemnation keeps my vision dark. And through my sightless eyes, I cannot see the vision of my own glory. Yet today, I can behold this glory and be glad. Okay. Yeah, our condemnation keeps our vision dark, walls us off, cuts us off from the glory of who we really are. We're identifying with the ego when we lash out. We see ourselves as a separate person, as a separate entity, as a separate gender, as a separate nationality, political party, occupation, race, whatever, right? We see ourselves as separate. Our condemnation keeps our vision dark while we're not seeing things as they are. If there's only oneness and we're seeing everyone as separate, that's not seeing things as they are. That's trying to see in the darkness. And our sightless eyes cannot see the vision of our own glory. They cannot see who we really are. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. Now, the last sentence of the italicized piece is beautiful. Yet today, right now, I can behold this glory and be glad. Yeah, today I can behold this glory and be glad. It's a choice. It's a choice. And we're being invited. And if you prefer the word challenged, well, then use the word challenged. I have no qualms about that. No opposition whatsoever. We're being invited to choose love. We're being invited to choose our own glory. How do you do this? Reach for your light in the present moment. Don't know what that means? Message me. That's a legitimate question. I invite that. I invite that I show up and record these videos for the same reason I showed up live. And I still show up live on Instagram. It's to show up and teach and to share my experience, to extend love to you. A gift is always received the instant that it's given. It, however, has to be accepted by the recipient in order for its true power to be made manifest, felt, experienced, seen, heard, etc. The gift once given is always received. It must, however, be accepted. So you must accept this gift of love. It would be very kind of you to do so. And I do, as always, invite you to do that. All right. Thank you for tuning in and for all of your subscriptions here, for all the clicks, likes, and comments. And I appreciate all of your questions as well. So thank you in advance for submitting those. And I will talk to you right here on the next video.